Hey everybody, Koricon here, and I am joined by Ranit Das from the Bong Connection. This is
Hello everyone.
Tell everybody then, why is your channel named the Bong Connection?
Well, I come from a city called Kolkata from India, and it's called the City of Joy. And since all the people staying at Kolkata are called Bengalis, so the short form of Bengalis or the nickname for Bengalis are usually Bong. Okay, they're called Bongs.
Oh.
So that's why it's the Bong connection. Since I am Bengali myself, there is a connection of Bengali. So yeah, that's why it's the Bong connection.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Bong has a much different meaning in the United States.
Yes, I know that. People often confuse that with my name. There was one person, he was like, I was very confused about your channel's name. Are you someone like that? I was like, oh, no, that's not the case.
Yeah, he's happy, but not because of that. That's totally different reason.
I was expecting something else from my channel, but he came on and was like, okay, this is just some Indian guy.
These are Indian movies. This is not weed. I don't get it. Yeah. I was wondering about that. I didn't know where Bong came from, but that's interesting. Thank you for letting me know about that. Now, you started your channel about 1.5 years ago?
Yes.
So what were your main influences in wanting to start a channel?
Well, I have always been interested in Bollywood movies. I have been a fan since I was a child, and I was so fascinated with these movies, the dancing and stuff, because I myself I'm a dancer, and so yeah, I followed a lot of people there, and then I stumbled upon YouTube. I had a channel my channel was like here from the year 2010, but I didn't make anything on that channel. After that, I stumbled upon Jabi Koi for the first time. He was a reactor, and it was very fascinating for me to see an American or a person who is not Indian and he's reacting to Indian movies and trailers and stuff. And it gave me such excitement that someone else is reacting to my, the movies of our genre. So it was very fascinating. And then I started following him. And after that, I started following the other reactors. I stumbled upon your channel as well. And it was really great. And then suddenly one day I thought that I'm not doing anything right now. Why not open a reaction channel of my own? And at that moment, that was just a thought which came to my mind. I didn't have any idea what I was going to do with that. So at first I started looking up for the, editing software and stuff. I started getting help from the people, but it was all me. Nobody knew anything about this. And I wanted to see whether people like my channel or not because I had no clue. So yeah, I opened the channel because of Jabi Koi and the other reactors. They were the main influences. And then definitely my love for movies and TV shows because I watch a lot of American TV shows, starting from The Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, and etc. etc. So yeah, definitely I wanted to share that love of my watching movies and stuff with the whole world. So yeah, that was the main influence for opening up my own channel.
Yeah, you're my kind of nerd. I like The Flash and Supergirl and I like all of that kind of stuff as well. I mean, I'm wearing a Black Panther t-shirt for God's sake. I love my nerd stuff. It's all good. Now, you mostly do Hindi, but you do jump around to all the different industries, right?
Yes, I do.
And you said you were a dancer. You do dance videos too, was it?
Yes, I do. I do a lot of dance covers, but it's not regular. It depends on the kind of good music if I get or good dance number. If I'm very excited, then, I do it on the next day. But yeah, I do it occasionally. But
is there a dancer that you really want to be like you see as like a mentor or someone that you look up to?
Yes, from the day I started to love dance, it was only one person, that is Hrithik Roshan. And I remember when his first movie came out, Kaho Na Pyar Hai, if most of my Indian subscribers know that, it was the first movie which actually made me want to, be a dancer because I didn't even know what kind of talent I had. And I remember there was a song in the movie, Ik Pal Ka Jeena, where he was doing a very big signature step like this. And I was like, what is this? This is so amazing. I mean, this guy doesn't have anything on his body. So yeah, I got so much amped up and so much, influenced by what he was doing. I started copying his steps. I remember every day. And that time I didn't even have a computer. We just have a black and white, sorry, not a color TV in our homes. And whenever the song used to come on the TV, I used to make sure that nobody was around. I would be in the middle of the TV and I used to copy the steps as long as possible until I get them right. And yeah, that was the first time when I realized, and people then started watching me. My mother was like, "You're a great dancer." And yeah, that was the journey which started. And after that, as the days passed by, became better and better. But it was not until I graduated that I started to think that, yeah, I really need to pursue my passion for dancing. And at that time, I was not doing anything. So yeah, I finally took the Western dance classes here, and I trained for like 3 years. So I can't say that I'm the most trained dancer out of all the people, but yeah, I got pretty much hint of what the other different types of forms of dancing are. So yeah, I'm the best at Bollywood dancing. So yeah, you can learn anything from me if it's about Bollywood. So yeah.
I tell you, you're a lot better than I am, because I'm 6'2", and I just lost weight. Now I weigh about 320, and I don't move that limber. I see some of the dancing in the movies, and I'm like, this is not moving like that. I tell you that much. Like, I do.
Don't worry. Even I'm like, this is totally out of my forte, because they are like amazing. The dancing in the movies are like totally out of this world. Maybe if someone choreographs me, and I myself is a very lazy person, so if someone does that for me, then yeah, maybe I can do that, but not when I see that. I'm like, whoa, this is so amazing.
Now I do like dances. Like recently, I saw Padmavat, and I loved the song and dance for Kali Bali.
Yeah, okay.
What I really liked about it, though, was in the choreography that the camera would be stable and they would be looking at eye level, but their whole body is going up and down, but their heads are staying the same. And,
yeah, exactly.
And it was so intense on every hit and they were very well timed. I was very impressed with that dance sequence.
Oh my God, that was like amazing. The kind of energy Ranveer Singh has, it's like totally out of this world. I mean, he's got the bomb here in India, because I remember he had a performance in IFA Awards. That's an award ceremony here, and he performed for like 7 or 8 minutes straight without stopping, and it was like it's a record-breaking performance. It was, because he has so much energy inside of him. It just waits to get unleashed on the screen. So we can see that whenever he dances on screen, he has so much raw passion and energy, inside of him. Definitely amazing he is.
Yeah, I feel tired just hearing you say that.
Yeah. I can really relate to that.
I also really liked Tasakku from Vikram Vedha, but I think that was because it was a room full of big hairy guys at a bar, and they weren't dancing great, but it was part of the whole thing. It's just a bunch of big hairy guys having fun at a bar. But I felt like, hey, I could be in that video, because that looks like me dancing right there.
Definitely, why not?
Yeah.
It's all about having fun, right?
Yeah. If I was ever in a music video, it would be Tasakku. That would be me.
Well, I haven't watched that video, but I will definitely watch it now, because you have told me.
I'll send it to you. I'll email you the link.
Sure. I will definitely watch it now, because I'm intrigued to know that what made Koricon himself, do this, get up and dance. So yeah, definitely I want.
Totally. I loved it. And I was listening to it on repeat as I was doing my review for Vikram Vedha. It's great. I loved it. What are the influences in movies? Like, what genres do you grasp onto? Is it more of the romance comedies or action, or is it the songs that really bring you in and the genre doesn't matter?
Well, it depends on the kind of movie I'm watching, because usually I used to consider myself a horror genre freak, because I used to watch a lot of horror flicks, especially from Hollywood. In India, the Hollywood flicks are not that great, not up to the mark. There are good movies, like way back in the 90s, there were good movies, but not that level, which I expect as a horror fan, horror genre fan. I was expecting a lot of things. But as the days pass by, since I'm a Bollywood fan, I love everything about Bollywood. It can be action, it can be romance, it can be comedy. It has to be good, in order to
Right.
Attract the attention of mine. And there are many silly movies as well, time pass movies. You just need to get entertained. It doesn't matter whether that movie is good or not. Like Salman Khan movies usually, don't need to have your logic in place. You just need to keep your brain out and just watch it and have fun. So yeah, I love every kind of movies. Until unless that movie is really good, it attracts my attention, definitely I will watch it. So yeah, every genre, you can say.
So what horror movies do you like?
Well, I love a lot of horror movies. Lights Out, I watched Lights Out, really got spooked. Then there was, what was the name? Conjuring, the Conjuring series. Love Conjuring series. Then Insidious, I love the Insidious one. That is my best. Out of all the series, I think Insidious one was the most effective. And then there are many movies. Dead Silence, I remember that movie by James Wan. That is one of the greatest movies, I think. I mean, because of the climax and the story mainly, because I mainly focus on the story. If the story is really good, I'm in. I'm totally in. There are a lot of other... there is a Spanish movie by the name REC, R-E-C.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you've heard about it or not. I have seen like 3 installments of that film, and I really liked it. It was very differently shot. I mean, the camera use of the camera was really great, and the angles, I really loved it. I mean, found footage stuff. Usually, I'm not into found footage stuff. I'm not a big fan of Paranormal Activity. Okay, so everyone out there who thinks that I'm talking bullshit right now, I'm sorry, because I'm not a fan. I don't know why I didn't like it, but I really enjoyed REC. And I also enjoyed Grave Encounters, the first part. That was really great as well. I think the storyline and the way they shot it and everything was perfect. It was very spooky. So these are the kind of movies which I enjoy. And the short movies as well, short horror movies, like the Lights Out short movie. It was amazing. And there are other movies also. I keep on checking here and there every time I get a good movie.
Yeah, I'm more of an older school kind of horror guy. Like I grew up with Halloween. And
yeah, Halloween, yeah.
Hellraiser, those kind of movies. I love Pinhead from Hellraiser.
Okay.
I just love Pinhead. I think
he's a classic horror genre villain, I guess, because I have seen a lot of pictures. I have not watched the movie, but definitely I love Shining. The Shining. I watched Shining, and I actually enjoyed that very much.
Now you saw the Stanley Kubrick movie with Jack Nicholson. Is that the Shining that you watched?
Yeah.
From the 70s?
Yep.
If you like The Shining, you should also check out, they did a mini-series. It's like a 6-hour mini-series on TV. It's also called The Shining. But it's more accurate to the book. And I like it more than the Kubrick. Now, the Stanley Kubrick movie has some amazing, cinematography and camera work, and the stuff that he does, he's a master. But story-wise, the mini-series that they did was way more accurate to the book, and I found it more engaging. I liked it, but it is long. It's a 3-part mini-series, so it's like 6 hours, 5 hours or something.
It's not a big deal for me. I mean, if I like a series, I can go on a binge watch, and always. I'm a big fan of TV shows. You don't know what my parents say all the time, like, why are you sitting in front of the computer all day long? You won't understand my obsession with these TV shows, so stay out of it.
Yeah, so you may want to check that out. I think it came out in the early 2000s, but one of the things I liked about it is they also filmed it at the Stanley Hotel, which is where the
actual murders took place, right?
Well, it's where Stephen King wrote the book. He stayed at the Stanley Hotel and then wrote the book there. But what I like about it is the Stanley Hotel is here. I live an hour away from the Stanley Hotel.
Wow.
The Stanley is in Estes Park here in Colorado. And so it's basically an hour into the mountains from where I am. So
that's amazing, I guess.
I've been there many times, and it's a great place. But it's not like in the movie or the book where they make it look like it's in the middle of nowhere. It's not. It's in the middle of Estes Park. It's right next to a Pizza Hut. You know, it's like it's in the middle of the
VFX and stuff, I guess.
Because yeah. If you ever go to the real Stanley, you're like, this is nothing like the book. Like, I can literally cross the street and have McDonald's. Like this. But the hotel itself is really old, and they've got some great. It looks awesome in there. I mean, it's perfect for filming. So if you ever make a trip to America, you should stop by Colorado, and I'll give you a tour of the Stanley, and you can see where all that happened.
I would definitely love to come visit in Stanley Hotel and meet you in person, you know?
Yeah.
So definitely be a great experience for me as well.
That would be awesome. Now, what movies are you looking forward to this year? Like, what's coming out that you're like, I gotta see this?
Okay, there is Thugs of Hindustan starring Amir Khan. I'm really looking forward to it because whatever Amir Khan does is epic and brilliant. So definitely I'm looking forward to that. There is another movie by Priyanka Chopra. She is coming back to Bollywood finally. She's doing a movie with Salman Khan. The name is, what was the name? I forgot the name of the, just now I remember it. I started from B, I guess. All the time I keep on forgetting the name. But anyways, that is the film which is very much I'm looking forward to because I'm a big fan of Priyanka Chopra myself. So I always look up to her and her films, look forward to her films. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. Apart from that, there is Zero starring Shah Rukh Khan. I'm looking forward to that as well because I want to see what kind of acting he has done there because for the first time he's playing a dwarf there. So it's interesting.
I was just looking up. I think the Salman Khan Priyanka Chopra movie is Bharat.
Yes, Bharat. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So Disha Patani is also there, I guess, in this movie. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward because Priyanka Chopra is doing that movie. So definitely there is a reason for choosing this movie. Usually means at the place she is right now, she really doesn't choose the kind of movies which has a huge male star, you know, like Salman Khan. So definitely she must have a reason to choose this movie for a comeback movie.
Yeah, probably must be a good script or something, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I'm very intrigued. And then there is Krish 4, I guess. And that is just a guilty pleasure of mine because I know that Krish 3 is the weakest out of all the Koi Mil Gaya and Krish series. But still, because I love Hrithik Roshan and Priyanka Chopra, like both are my favorite actors. So that's kind of a guilty pleasure and I'm kind of biased towards it. I'm looking forward to Krish 4 as well. And yeah, there is Ranbir Kapoor's another movie is coming, Shamshera, I think, because he's playing a dacoit, I think, in that movie. The teaser looked really interesting. Yeah, so these are the movies I'm looking forward to. Apart from that, there are a lot of other movies as well, but I cannot remember right now because all the time I keep on forgetting. Oh, there is Gold, of course.
Gold.
Oh my God, that looks so amazing and it gave me goosebumps while I was reacting to it. All the teasers and the trailers themselves are so amazing. And the fact that Akshay Kumar is playing the role of a Bong guy himself here. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is interesting for me.
I'm a big fan of period piece movies.
Yeah.
And so I love analyzing the background production value of a period piece, and it looks great. Like they're doing they're spending some money on it to make it look like that period, and I'm happy about that. So I'm excited about Gold as well, and Zero.
Yeah.
There's a few. I'm also I'm gonna start reviewing Sacred Games, the new Netflix show with Nawazuddin in it,
and Saif Ali Khan.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm gonna be reviewing that one.
Yeah, me neither. I have not watched it. I have downloaded it, but I will watch it after this, definitely.
Yeah, so I'll be trying to review that this week. But yeah, I mean, there's some cool movies coming out.
Yep.
What do you think about this whole problem going on with 2.0?
Oh, Robot 2.0. Oh, I don't really know what is going on, but what is it? I mean, I don't have any idea, I guess.
Well, because, I guess they had some issues with the CGI work was not up to snuff, and so they had to redo a lot of it. The budget is expanding and expanding as they try and fix it, and it's getting pushed farther and farther away. But
because I remember they were planning on releasing the movie this year, but I think they have postponed the date to next year, right?
Well, originally it was supposed to come out in December of 2017. Then they moved it to April of 18. Then they moved it to, I think it was like October of this year, and then they moved it again to next year. But it's, you know, but the budget keeps going up. I don't know. It seems like they're getting to a point where I'm not sure if it will, you know, make a profit.
Exactly, because the kind of budget they're working on right now, it's increasing day by day. So when the movie comes out, yeah, definitely there will be a lot of hype. It's a Rajinikanth film, and Akshay Kumar is playing the villain. So people will be excited to watch it, and there will be a lot of money on riding on it. But if this goes on, the kind of budget they're increasing day by day, then it will be really tough for them to gain back the investments. So yeah, it will be tough for them. Let's see what they are doing at the end of the day. If they are able to do it in a good way, and they are appealing to the audiences, then definitely, I guess, you never know. India, cannot trust the Indian audience. They can go crazy, and they can make it happen. So anything is possible when it comes to Indian audience. Definitely.
Yeah, but with that kind of budget, they need to pull in Bahubali numbers, to really make it worth it. So I hope they pull it off, because, for investors to make the risk on bigger budget movies, those movies need to make a profit. Otherwise, you're not going to get them. So although it's having a lot of production problems, I would hope that everything turns out good and the movie turns out the way that they want it to, so that we can have a good movie that makes a lot of money, because I would like to see... I'm really waiting for a trailer that has some finished footage in it that I can analyze, because right now we only have a couple of featurettes that just kind of talk about behind the scenes, which are really interesting, but they don't really give us any context to what the actual film's gonna look like.
Exactly.
So I saw the video you made about 3 months ago of you coming out to your subscribers, which I thought was very brave, especially on the internet. To come out on the internet, because I think if you're not pretty or masculine or athletic, good looking in some way, then you're not really accepted, and then a lot of people kind of push you to the side or make fun of you. Like I'm a fat guy. I get made fun of a lot for that, especially if someone doesn't agree with me. That's the first thing they say, is they just call me names for being fat. They don't actually give me their reasons why they disagree with me. A lot of my female friends that are reactors, they get a lot of like sexual harassment stuff. What have you had a lot of negative response online since you've come out?
Actually, no. It was very surprising for me, because being brought up in India, the kind of environment I grew up in, it was not easy for me. And all my life, I used to get a lot of, negative comments about the way I talk, the way I walk, the way I behave. And at that point, I didn't even know who I really was. And it was so insulting for me. Growing up in the high school was the toughest time for me, because I used to get bullied a lot. A lot means a lot. And more than physical abuse, it was mental, because people used to call me names all the time, and they used to torture me literally. And it was very bad for me, but I went through all of that. And I used to cry myself to sleep all the time, and it was very bad for me. I used to be in depression, but something inside of me told me that you have to come out of it and you have to do something about it. And then when I was in the 8th grade, I remember I realized what I really was. And I didn't want to believe it at first, because being someone who is like different from what you see all the time, like you have these macho guys going all around you and you're not like them, you suddenly feel that you are an alien or you are someone different. You are not supposed to be what you are. I used to blame the God for making me like this, and it was really bad for me then. But it's a natural thing. It was going on rapidly. It was increasing inside of me. And as the days passed by, I had to, uh, believe it, that yes, I am gay and I have to believe it. So the toughest part for me was letting my parents and my family and my friends know about who I really was. And I remember I used to shuffle in my sleeve that uh, I used to have these crazy thoughts that what happens if I tell them, what happens if I come out to my family and my friends, what will be the response of them. Though I have a very beautiful family, they are so amazing, so supportive, and I know that I knew from inside that maybe they will accept me for who I am and they will not make it a big deal. I just have to make them understand this whole concept. But still, you have that fear inside of you that what if the people don't accept you? So I made a decision, and yeah, I went ahead and told my mom first, and then my dad, and they were confused. They are hesitant about what they really know, and it will take a long time for them to grasp this matter. But I'm happy that at least they accepted me for who I am. And believe me, from that day on, my life totally changed. I mean, the kind of response I get from my subscribers, I think my subscribers are the more biggest reason for me to go ahead and, be the person I always wanted to be. And when I made this video, I had no freaking idea that I would get such a good response. If you go through the comment section, everybody were like so supportive. They were so sweet, and there was not a single negative comment in the video. And that was the biggest surprise for me, being in India, because being homosexual in India is like a crime. India is like one of the biggest states to be not to be a homosexual or be a part of the LGBT community. So owing to that, now I realize that India is developing indeed, and the people's minds and mindsets are changing, by the way. And I'm really happy about that, because my friends are really accepting, my parents and whoever I told to. Now I don't have any issues with it anymore. I have accepted myself, and people enjoy my reactions. They see me for who I am, and that's a very big encouragement for me. So yeah, that's all it. And in the future, I hope I can make more influence. Maybe people can watch my video and learn something, because there are a lot of people in the LGBT community. I'm a part of a Facebook group as well. A part of 96 members here itself in Kolkata. They are part of the LGBT community, but most of them are not out of the closet because they are afraid to go out and reveal themselves, because just of the fear of being neglected or harassed. So yeah, definitely, I want to influence them. I want to give them spread a message about being yourself. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, when I've had friends come out to me and tell me that they're gay or trans or whatever, a lot of times they're not as afraid to tell me, obviously, but when they do, there's usually no expression from me. Most of the time I already knew. And I figured it out a while ago, or I just don't care. Most of the time I just don't care. And then they tell me and I'll be like, cool. And they're like, is there anything you want to say about it? I'm like, you're the same person I knew 5 minutes ago. Like
Exactly.
It doesn't affect me at all. Like, I don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah, that was exactly the expression what my friends had. They were like, what's the big deal? I mean, you're just another person for me, because you're my friend. You will always remain my friend. Nothing will change, right? So I was like, yeah, sure. But I was like expecting more questions from them, but that was not the case. It was like usual for them. And since India is most of the Indian population is full of millennials, so I think it is much more. They are much more. Today's generation is much more understanding than what we had before. So it's great. It's the best time to be a person of the LGBT community right now. So yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, I had a friend once that came out to me, and he was very nervous about it. I think he was worried because he was worried how people at our job, he was a coworker, would react if they knew. And he told me, and I was like, he was shaking and stuff, and I went over and put my hand on his shoulder, and I was like, I have something I need to tell you. I'm straight.
Wow.
And I'm a big, hairy, manly man, straight guy. and I hope you accept me for who I am. And he started laughing, and I'm like, see, it doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter. Like,
That's so amazing.
Like,
man.
I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if people can do that to me, I will be the happiest person in the whole world. I mean, that is all we need, the support from the people, and be themselves, So yeah, exactly. What you did for your friend, it was amazing. And I watched a video like that a few days ago, and I realized that, yeah, it's not a big deal for anyone. I mean, why would only the community, LGBT community members have to come out? Why not all the people in the whole world? That's not a normal thing. I mean, it's a usual thing it should be a usual thing for everyone, right? So yeah, that is the thing.
Yeah, like I'm a true believer in, if you're, especially for people that have YouTube channels or they're doing something that's in the public eye, I say, look, just be yourself. If you make the content you want to make and you are yourself when you do it, the audience will find you. If you try and pretend to be someone you're not, or you're, doing things for just views, then you might get a big audience at first, but eventually you'll fail. Like, it's not sustainable. So just be yourself, do your thing, and the people that like you will find you. And you seem to have found, had subscribers that found you no matter gay, straight, whatever. I mean, I bet you when you had your come out video, most of them already knew anyway and just didn't care.
Exactly.
They're like, oh yeah, okay, he finally said it.
Exactly. I was very happy and relieved though.
Well, it's got to be a big weight off your chest just to know that it's out there.
That was the feeling I got when I, finally made that video and it came out. I remember, making that video, and the whole day I was like so nervous that the kind of response I will get out of that. But the moment I posted the video, there were like likes and comments pouring in, and I was like so scared to watch even what they were like, because at the beginning when I started making videos, I used to get a lot of hate from the people. And if you talk about hate, it's like gruesome hate, to be frank. I mean, they used to tell me to die, and I was like, you don't even know me, and you are just telling me to die. And they didn't even know what my sexuality was. And I was like much more scared. What if they come to know about my sexuality, and what happens then? But it was such a relief to get such a good feedback from the people. And I'm really thankful to all of you, lovely subscribers who are watching this right now. I mean, you are the greatest part of my life, and you have helped me to reach such a position that I have never been before in my life. So yeah, thank you very much for all of you guys.
Yeah, Bong Connection subscribers, thank you very much.
Matt here is saying hi.
Yes, hello. I had to deal with a lot of trolls, mostly because I'm big. People like to point out the most obvious thing, It's like, I've been fat my whole life for the most part. It's like, I'm aware of it. Like, I know. I mean, I used to.
And I'm happy with it. You're happy with it, right? So what's the big deal? I mean, I don't really care.
I'm actually extremely healthy for a big guy. Like, I'm doing a diet right now with my brother, and it's not so much about weight loss, it's other things, and I'm kind of documenting it. We'll see what happens. But I took a blood test before, and when I started, I was 345 pounds. And then when I took the blood test, they called me and they said, actually, everything looks great. Like, even your cholesterol, everything is perfectly fine. Like, I'm a super healthy fat guy. It's just,
that's the best thing.
Yeah, but I'm naturally a big dude. Like, I was over 500 pounds when I was in my 20s. And so being 340, I feel extremely light. But then I lost another 23 pounds. I'm like 320 now. And I don't know how small I'll get. But no matter how small I do get, I'm still going to be a big guy. Like, the lowest I could probably weigh is maybe 250. Because I have 220 pounds of muscle-ish around there. And that's denser than fat. But I got a lot of hate just for being fat. So I get, whenever somebody doesn't agree with you and they have no way of arguing or having a discussion, if they're not intelligent enough to have a discussion, all they do is try to attack something that they think will be a button issue on you, whether or not you're fat, gay, a different race. they try to look at you as an inferior in some way just to make them feel better about themselves. So whenever I see a troll, you know, I kind of feel bad for him because I'm like, you're not smart enough to really, you know, deal with your own insecurities, and you have to lash out. But that being said, I'm going to block you now. So
same here.
It's like, I feel bad.
Yeah,
it's like, I feel bad for you being an idiot, but I'm still going to block you because I don't want to hear your bullshit.
Exactly. Same here. I hide the comments from the show, from my channel. I mean, comment as much as you can. People will not able to see what you're going to say. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, like I welcome people disagreeing with me. I have conversations with people that disagree with me all the time, but those are discussions, and we can, you know, we can have a talk. I don't mind being wrong about something or talking with someone of a different opinion. But if you start lashing out and attacking me, then it means you have nothing intelligent to say, and it's a worthless conversation.
That's exactly my point, because I always say this to all my subscribers and all the viewers, that if you disagree with me, it's okay, totally fine. You might not like what I'm doing, and you can give me criticisms, you can give me advice as to what kind of changes I can make to my content. And I will totally discuss it with you, and I will totally have a good conversation with you. I will totally respect that. But if you keep on abusing me, if you keep on using those harsh words which are not even meaningful, and if you don't even know what you're doing, then definitely I'm going to block you. And that is the kind of punishment you deserve for being an whatever dash.
Yeah, if you can't have a calm conversation, then what's the point? If someone's going to get angry and start calling names, then it means you have nothing to say. I don't need to hear it.
Yeah.
And I'm a very calm dude. Naturally, I'm just a very calm person. Things just kind of roll off my shoulder. I don't really care. And so when someone gets all angry and in my face, I usually just kind of push them to the side, you know. Then that means blocking online.
Exactly.
Well, this is awesome. Thank you for, you know, being a part of my Creator Spotlight series. We're going to do some other collaboration videos. We'll do something on your channel. I'm not sure yet, but there will be something up there. So whatever else that we end up doing, I'll have a link to it in the description below, along with his channel and all of your social network stuff. Where can the people find you? Where are you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter, though I don't really use Twitter that much. But my main official page, the Bong Connection, I have an official Facebook page. You can go and follow that channel, that page, and every blocked video which will be blocked on YouTube, you will be able to see that on that page. So that is the best thing for all my subscribers. And you can also send me a friend request on my page by the name Ranit Das. The links will be provided down below. And yeah, my channel, the main channel, YouTube, that is the channel you can follow. Always subscribe.
Awesome. Well, go check him out, and make sure to check out all of the links in the description. We got links for everything down there, so check that out. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends, and we will see you on the next video.